Alright, this is application problem for lesson 7. Make sure you have your journal and pencil out so you can get ready to solve the problem. Once you have those out, please close your eyes and think about what you know and what you need to find out. It says Jeannie got a pedometer to count her steps. The first hour she walked 43 steps. The next hour she walked 48 steps. The first question asks, how many steps did she walk the first 2 hours? So if I want to make a tape model to help you understand this, I want you to just watch how I make my tape model. So the first hour, there's my tape for the first hour, she walked 43. The second hour, she walked even more than that, she walked 48 steps. We want to know how many she walked in all. So for the first 2 hours. So for this problem, we don't know the whole. That's what we're trying to find out, how long these two tapes are put together. Okay, so we don't know the whole. We know one of the parts. One of the parts is 43. The other part is 48. And we know these two parts together make the whole. So next I need to write my equation. And to put these two parts together to make the whole, I know I'm going to have 43 plus 48. So what your job is going to be is to choose the vertical form, the chip model, or the arrow method to solve 43 plus 48, thinking about the two parts that make the whole. So go ahead and press pause, solve the problem. Once you're done solving, press play to check your work. Okay, so if I want to use the arrow method, I'm going to start at 43. And if I add 4 tens, so 1 more 10 would be 53, 2 more 10s would be 63, 3 tens would be 73, 4 tens would be 83. And then I have to add my 8 ones. So I'm going to start at 83 and count up 8. 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91. So I know that she walked 91 steps in all. So whether you chose the arrow method or vertical form, the answer should be 91 steps. Jeannie walked 91 steps in all. Alright, go ahead and put your pencil down, close your eyes, and think about the second part of the problem. How many more steps did she walk in the second hour than in the first hour? So something that I know is that we're trying to find out how many more, so we're comparing. So I can use the same tape model that's up here. I want you to go ahead and draw it this time. So the first hour she walked 43. In the second hour she walked even more. She walked 48. Draw your tape model. You are trying to find out the more part, which is this part right here. How much more she walked that second hour. This part right here. So to find that, we know we can write a subtraction equation. So the bigger amount is 48, and we can subtract the part that we know, which is 43, to find out how much more she walked in that second hour. So again, you're going to choose the arrow method or vertical form to solve the second part of this problem. Press pause and then press play when you're done to check your work. Alright, now that you've solved this, I'm going to solve this one in vertical form. So I'm going to make sure my 1s are lined up and my 10s are lined up. 8 minus 3 is 5. 4 minus 4 is 0. So she walked 5 more steps the second hour than the first hour. That's a 0. So Jeannie walked 5 more steps the second hour than the first hour. Okay, so whether you solved it in vertical form or arrow method, if you got 5, your answer was correct. If you did not, please change your work to make sure your answer is correct.